Okay children, welcome to our Standard 9 Geography first lesson, Size and Location of India. This is a very small lesson in your whole of your syllabus from 9th and 10th, and we can say it is a recap of your Standard 7 where you have learned a detailed study of your Earth and the globe. You can see a picture here, a replica of your globe, and some lines are drawn onto that one. We shall be looking into your latitudes, longitudes. These are the descriptions and the data given here, like it is what is the number, what are the lines signifying, and whatever the number is given here, what is it signifying, and why should we learn all these things now. What is the importance of these all lines, and why we are learning these all lines in geography. So coming to the very initial, this is the overview. I'm just giving an introduction, then we'll go into the details of. First we have a round figure here which is signifying your globe. And in this globe also, as we say, we have a center line. In your textbook on the very first page you have a globe picture and a center line is given, and it is in a format, it is just parallel to your parallel line is given there. That line is cutting the earth. Cutting the whole of the globe into two equal parts. This is the upper part is known as your northern hemisphere and the lower part is known as your southern hemisphere. Now look into this figure. Actually our earth is not straight and it is not directly cut into equal parts straight away like this and like this. We have drawn in such a way saying that the earth is in a tilted form. So this is the inclination. This is the tilted form earth is having, and it keeps on in this position only even if it is rotating and even revolving around the sun. Rotating is, it is rotating on its own axis. We have two kinds of movements going on with the earth. The first one is rotation, which shows your day and night, and the second one is your revolution, and the sun is in the center and the earth is moving around a orbit. And this orbital formation or the movement is known as your revolution, which shows your seasons. So now we are not into that one, but we are like, this is the tilted form. This line, the straight line, whatever I have drawn here, this is 23.5 degrees inclination. It is tilted at that direction. You can see the center one here, the dotted line you can see here, it is 0 degrees. So this 0 degrees line is your equator. Because this is tilted, so your line also is little inclined position. If you make this picture straight, it will be into the center. So it is your 0 part. And here you have the above and below to be the equal parts. So the northern and the southern hemisphere are of equal parts. In this way we have divided this one. Now coming to the center part of your log, and we have these lines parallelly, we have all the lines given here at a particular degree, and out of that one we have this line and this line. We have 4 different lines. We have almost 4 different lines I have given here. These 4 different lines are important lines. The first one, whatever I have drawn here, that is 23 degree 30 minutes north. Whatever is above equator, everywhere you say it is north and north, and below equator you say it is south and south. So this 23 degree 30 minutes north is your Tropic of Cancer. The same way you can see the below one, the same reading, that is Tropic of Capricorn. The next one you can see here, this is Arctic Circle at 66.5 degree north. And same reading you can see here, 66.5 degrees south is your Antarctic Circle. So these are the important ones, and we need these demarcations. That is why we are going to know about this. After these lines, all these lines are your latitudes, including equator is a latitude, but we give a name to that latitude as equator. We have this, excluding this equator, we have 90 lines drawn on the above one and 90 lines drawn on the below one. The same way now going to your long lines, the straight lines. The straight lines, now we are seeing this line is your again 0 degree. This is again your 0 degree. And this line is known as your prime meridian. This line they have not, as we don't have any kind of, we just have taken a ball and we have put a straight line cutting the two of the, we have put a straight line cutting the ball into 2 of the equal parts. But how are we going to cut the ball when you are putting a long line? Where we have to put the long line? I tell you, the box I have given here, this is India. If I can put this line on this part also, there is no particular, I am dividing the whole of the ball longitudinally into two halves. I can put anywhere. But here the scientists have thought of, they will be using this particular line. It is near to your Greenwich area, which is in the north. And they have a scientific laboratory there, and they have decided we'll start the line from this side. So in this way, the line has started. There is no particularly where the line had to. So they have started, let us start the line from here. And from here we shall be having the longitudes this side and this side. And we have nearly about 180 longitudes onto the east side and 180 longitudes onto the west side. This is how they have made an arrangement. After every 111 degrees of, they count the earth from here to here. They are counting you have a big earth here. They are counting, they take the measurement from here. They take it is 111 degrees. Then they make a line. That is the first latitude. And again from there they take 111 degrees. They extend and they take the second line. Third line, fourth line, this way they do. And they go to the 90th line here. So they have equal divisions, so it is like 90 lines this side. The same way again they go from here, when they have given this prime meridian this side, they have taken 111 degrees, they have taken a measurement and they have given one more long line. So this one more long line is again the second longitude. Okay, as we were talking about the latitudes, whatever they have drawn, it is 111 degrees, means they started counting on the earth's surface. And it is 111 degrees, they started going this side and one more latitude was drawn there. This way, each side you have seen the latitudes, but a little of confusion in your longitudes. When the longitudes they have to calculate, it was again onto your equator. The first line they have taken, according to the scientists have decided the laboratory in that particular, so they have taken that line. Okay, one line is okay, a big line has been drawn. Now the second one, every one on the equator, because this is the center, on the equator after every 111, like for example, this is the part you can think of. This much they started using. They started drawing the lines. But how? It is from pole to pole. So the longitudes, it is from pole to pole. The longitudes will be starting from here and the distance is measured on the surface of your equator, and then it again joins to your north pole. This is how the longitudes, so they are intersecting they have a crisscross at the intersecting point at your north and south poles. But these are parallel to each other, they don't intersect. They don't have any kind of intersection at your equator part. Now we are going with the next one, as we were talking about these all things and what is the importance of these all things, that is the main part we have to go with. So whenever, for example, we have a chessboard, you know it is, and we have a chessboard. For example, I am putting like this. So in this, what is the board you have, like how many boxes you have on each side? It is 8 into 8, 64. And in that 64 also, you have a marking given when we talk to each other. When I am a player, if I am a player and I want to say that at this particular place, my sum of the pawns or my horse was here, my something was here, my something was here, I have to say, how will I explain to the other player? So we have a marking saying these are A, B, C, D. This way each box is given a name. And we have this side 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I want to say this one, this is A4. A4 place, A1 place. So we identify this particular box as B2 place. The same way, we have to look into the map also. We have to identify these placings, these numberings help us to identify where that particular place is. We want to identify India. Now see the points here, what we have written. We are trying to identify India by these numbers. These numbers will be helping you to identify a particular place. And these are, I have written for the India to identify. Now look here. I said it is latitude 8 degrees 4 minutes north. Now when we are onto the above equator part, I have even drawn this line which is almost center to your box, means it is cutting India into two halves. Your Tropic of Cancer is dividing India into two equal halves. So that also is a good point. Now this is, and almost you can see I am using, it is latitudes, this below one and the above one. The below one is 8 degrees, means it is just above your equator. 0 degrees, and after particular lines it is 8 degrees, your India's bottom level starts. The landmass of your India, the tip level of your India starts at this particular latitude. So you have found out the latitude. But along with the longitude, somewhere here on this particular 8 degrees, you are finding your latitude. Okay, but where exactly is India? When you have the second point, then your location will be located here. Okay, now the 37 degrees 6 minutes north, the above one, this one we are identifying here. We are trying to identify the lower land and the upper land of India, which are these readings. Let us look into the longitudes part. The longitude part, we have given 2 of the readings here. So we are asking from this part to this part. And this, according to India, when we take, it becomes like this side it is west and that side it is east. But see here, I have given both the points it is east and east, because according to the longitude, we are on the eastern side and we are on the northern side. So we have to, our location is north and east. But when we talk about India, we have the directions. The Gujarat is your west side, the Arunachal Pradesh is the east side. But when we are talking about the whole lot of your longitudes, we have to say both the sides are east, because on the eastern side of the longitude, our India is located. So we are using east and north and north. When I said it is 8 degrees, I did not say south. If I say south, it should be below equator. So it is above equator. So I said north. Both the sides I have used north and north, and both the sides I have used east and east. That signifies it is through this division, we are in this particular part somewhere. Okay, when we say north and east and east, we are in this particular area. In that again, these all points signify you are somewhere on this particular land. So this is how it is to identify for the geographical persons or the scientists what exactly we are placed like. So these readings help us to identify those particular places. According to these readings, according to the place you are into, it even decides what is the climatic conditions you have. What is the land area you are into, what is the water area nearby, everything comes into this discussion. Okay, next we shall be going into our location part into detail. We shall be looking into the size of the land or size of a particular country, that is India. We shall be specifying about it. As we know, the whole of the earth, it is divided into land and water masses, and 71% of your part is water and 29% is your land. As we can see here, it is only some of the parts here we can see it is land, and the light blue one we can see that to be your water. Fine. Out of this one, now we are talking about these lands, that becomes your 100% land. Out of that 100% land, what is the percentage of your land? What is the percentage of your country? The land it is occupying with, that we are going to see. It is almost like the whole of the land mass, whatever is, it is 3.25 million square kilometers. The whole land parts on your earth, whatever we have, those all things becomes your land part, and that is 3.28 million square kilometers. And we are almost like 2.4% of the world land. We are only a small part. 2.4% of land we are occupying, and out of this much of land we are only this little part, 2.4%. And out of 100 we are 2.4. And we, in spite of being 2.4, we are standing on the 7th position. The landmass, whatever we are having, we are on the 7th, and we have a small graph given, bar graph given in your textbook, and the first one says it is Russia, having 17.07%. And later you have the other countries in between, and we are standing on the 7th position, it is 2.4%. And we are 7th country. we are occupying the boundaries. When we say it is the whole of the boundary, we are occupying this many kilometers, 15,200 kilometers boundary, and we exactly are divided into, you can say, we have a peninsular part, and we have the above land to be the which is included into the land part. When we say peninsular, what is the word meaning of peninsular? This is the land surrounded by three sides of water. This is peninsular, and the fourth side is attached to a land. So this peninsular part also is our boundary, but we are the fortunate one. Only India in the whole of the world is fortunate one to have the largest peninsular and largest coastal line. Almost all the Indian part, we can say, half is attached to your earth side or the land side, and half is attached to your water side. When it is coming to your water side, it becomes a coastal line. The water, the seas are, so we are we're having a great advantage of that one. We are having the longest coastal line. When we measure this longest coastal line, it is half the total boundary of India, which is again 7,516 kilometers. That much of coastal line. We have even included the Andaman, and this side we have the Lakshadweep. On the east side we have the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, on the west side we have the Lakshadweep, and even their boundaries are the coastal lines for us, and we have even included them. So we are nearly about 7,516 kilometers we are having the coastal line, which is the largest coastal line in the world. We are the seventh one in the world, seventh country in the world according to the space we have, but we are in the first to have the largest coastal line. And now this is the area part. Now coming to it is from Gujarat to let us start from east side, because our sun rises from the east side. It is Arunachal Pradesh is the last one we have talked about. The land area we have talked about Arunachal Pradesh, and the last land area on the west side we have it is Gujarat. From Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat, and from, we can look into your textbook here, this is one, from top to bottom and from east to west you can see the lines. These lines are almost like, when we see the figure, what is that? We feel as if this part is longer and this part is shorter. But we have drawn the imaginary lines and found out that it is hardly 300 kilometers difference only, but both the lines are almost same. And this part, it is seeming to be longer, but it is not longer. It is almost the same. We have the same distance from both the sides, from east to west and north to south, the same distance. These are two of the lines now, which we have talked in the first side, in the overview. Now we have one more imaginary line in between here. Means we want to say, in this particular line which we have drawn from east to west, we have taken a center of that one. And that comes at your Mirzapur line. We say it is cutting the line of your Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh, and it is nearly about 82 degrees 30 east. That line's longitudinal point, that number is 82 degree 30 east, which is cutting in your whole of India. Means in this particular part, it is the center. That is the Mirzapur one. It is the center one. Why this line again? Why should we make so much of confusion? We have drawn all these lines, and why are we making one more imaginary line saying that it is 82.30 degrees at Mirzapur? I'll tell you. As we are with, it is from here to here, the sun rises at the east and it sets in the west. It starts from here, and we have many of the longitudes in between. And we have so many, 15, nearly about we have 15 longitudes crossing our country. Every longitude, when the sun rises in the east and it is moving and the earth is moving and it is crossing each longitude, it takes 4 minutes to cross each longitude. When it starts in Arunachal Pradesh and it is crossing one by one and slowly it has reached to Gujarat, it is near about 2 hours. So we say we have a time lag between 2 hours, that is from Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat. We have a confusion of time. The sun rises here, and when the sun is shown for the first time in Gujarat, it is almost 2 hours before the sun has been seen here. So the time difference we are getting and we have a confusion. So to avoid this confusion, we have taken a center part of India, that is at 82.30. At this center, we want to, whatever the time comes into, we compare this time along with the Greenwich line, and we say this is the standard time which should be followed in whole of the country. For example, at 4 o'clock we have a sunrise here, and sunrise here at 4 o'clock again. How come? It is every line we cannot change. It is 4 minutes, we cannot reduce, and we cannot give a different timeline to the whole of the country. There will be a lot of confusion. To avoid this confusion, we have taken a center line and we said this is the line, whatever the time sticks there, that is to be followed by the whole of country. As we are in length and breadth, we are almost like 3000. It is not a big, large, and we are not a vast country. So we could take this center. But if for example, like it is Russia, it is a vast place. We have a bigger place. And the sun starts from here and it ends into this one. So they have taken, some countries they have taken, and Russia has taken 5 such kind of lines. They have 5 timelines. They can even take like that if the land masses are larger. But India, there is no confusion. There is only one small land mass. So only one standard meridian has been taken there. This is the time to reduce the time lag, or to reduce the confusion. Whatever the time lag we are having from this east to west. So this is one more line, imaginary line we have put on. It is 82.30 and it is in Mirzapur exactly, but you can say in the state of Uttar Pradesh.